Morning, world. How you doing? Coffee with Kev, whilst pondering on his porch. As you can see, I'm posh today. I've been north of the gate because I had to go and get my weekly rations. Not failing the top ticket because it's not coffee with Kev this morning. Oi, girls, you don't want it. It's not coffee with Kev. It's honey, lemon and ginger for Kev. He's got a bit of a cold. I've got the snivels. I think I put a little bit too much lemon in that. Hey ho, it's good. Ooh, yeah, it's good for you. Anyway, it got me pondering because when I was down doing the weekly ration run, it was something that just sprung to mind. I was in the queue in the shop waiting to pay, and this one person was quite agitated at the speed of how things were moving along, and quite vocally, but not in a nasty way, but quite vocally airing their displeasure on having to wait. And yes, in my world, I will agree. It is kind of easier to be patient, more tolerant, less concerned with the speed of the life out north of the gate. Well, it left me thinking about that. And being that I've done the posh, as you can see, Posh boots. These are my new recruits, which at the moment, whilst the other ones are still usable, I'm using these as my going out pair. And shiny, because I've cleaned them. No, I haven't used any fancy polish or any fancy equipment. Good old fashioned WD-40. It gets into all the nooks and crannies, and a guy many years ago told me about treating leather jackets and things. WD-40. It's a water dispersal, and it does replenish because of the oil. But in reflection of this gentleman's agitation this morning, and I mean, I'm discomfort at the moment because I've damaged my eye, and I'd rather not be using it too much. So, but no, I stand in the queue and I wait calmly. And then on my drive back here, it got me thinking about the word patience. And in this very modern world that is north of my gate, the pace of life is extremely fast. I mean, everything about life, from my perspective, is so fast. It's all now, now, now. I can order something online at 9 o'clock at night and it'll be delivered at 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning because I want it now. That never used to happen years ago. Um, People, I feel, are not patient anymore. Why? Is it because of the pace of life and the speed of how it is? I mean, the likes of TikTok, and I think on Facebook it's called Reels, on YouTube it's called Shorts. These little hits, as I like to call it. Watch that next, watch that next, watch that next, which is taking away patience. I live off grid, as you guys know, in this alternative way. I can't be dealing with my world if I haven't got patience. It takes time for things to grow. It takes time for me to achieve things. And I need to have patience. And with patience and time, things happen. And they happen in a beautiful way. Take, for instance, my shiny boot that I've treated with WD-40. The term the letters WD, it was invented in 1950 something. I think it was 1953. Wasn't actually marketed until later in the 50s. Water displacement. That's what WD stands for. 40 is the 40th attempt. And that's ironically, it's WD-40. It just happened to be that was on the log. It was the 40th attempt at trying to create what we now know as WD-40. That wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for patience. The people that were working on that and inventing that to keep going and, in fairness, fail. Yeah. Or not succeed because they didn't fail. Every time it didn't go as well as they thought, they tried again and again. And they tried 40 times and succeeded. So many people attempt things and give up. This gentleman in the shop who was getting agitated because of the speed of the queue, you could almost sense that he was almost about to throw down what he, just put to one side what he was going to buy and leave because he had no patience. Obviously, the desire for, what was it he had? He had 2 takeaway packaged sandwiches. That's a waste of money, but there you go. And a carton of fruit juice. So he was obviously hungry and thirsty, and that was the only thing that kept him there. I would imagine if he was in there buying a packet of pasta or some toilet rolls, he probably would have gone, I can't be doing with this. And I think it's just wrong. What was that wrong? I think it's a shame that the world north of the gate has become that way. Because life is not meant to be flat out. This is not a race to the grave. Let's take our time. Let's enjoy every day as much as we can. And due to how we have been sculpted, potentially, in the world, people, I fear, are losing sight of it. And I think it's a shame. But patience. There's many a quote about patience. Mahatma Gandhi, I can't remember off the top of my head now, but Mahatma Gandhi, I know he was a political rebel, but his principles were good. I must admit to that one. But yeah, a little bit of patience. I've had to have patience with this little crazy one because she was so traumatized, bless her. Yeah. Is that my bad eye? Is that what you can smell? Bless her up. Yeah, a little bit of patience. It's one of those things that I've learnt. I'm guilty of, I won't say thriving, surviving the fast-paced life outside north of the gate prior to my choice of living in an alternative way. And it's something that around here, I mean, my everyday life, I started off living here and I wanted everything done in a day or in a week. I'd set myself a target and I'd regularly fail. or not succeed. But I began to persevere because if I didn't do it, it wasn't going to happen. And you guys have seen my world and you see more of my world as we go. The vast majority of this has come through patience. And you do need patience in life to be able to achieve. People watch little clips of this and little clips of that, and then they think they know it all. Oh well, I've seen this and I've seen that. Snippets, snippets of this and snippets of that. Why don't you read the whole book? Don't just look at the cover. Why don't you read the whole book, front to back? Like a lot of the how to do style videos on YouTube. Unless you get to the end, you don't really know how to do. You think you know how to do, and then you wing the rest of it. I'm guilty of that. But no, patience. It takes time for the oil to sink into these. Got to wait. It's patience. Everything in an everyday life. Patience. If people were more patient, I believe that it breeds a calmness about life. And then maybe so many people wouldn't be quite so agitated. Like this one always wanting to be centre of attention. Yeah, and that one over there, she's got patience. Not this one. She wants to be here, she wants to be there. It's like a little tornado. That's, that's her nature, and she's sweet enough for it. But yeah, so that's my ponderings for today. The coffee with Kev, which happens to be a very tart honey, lemon, ginger, and I put a bit of cinnamon in. Yeah, I should have put some more honey in that. Oh, well, that's my remedy. Without going to a doctor, without going to the chemists, without buying all these lotions and potions and pills that you can get for colds. This remedy, even though I've got it a little bit strong with the lemon, it's been handed down for generations. It's natural and it works. Why waste that money? It may not act quite as fast as the chemical versions, but then a little bit of patience. That's all it takes. A little bit of patience. So the next time you get frustrated, just think patience. It'll happen. It happens in the end. Anyway, that today was my little ponderings on my observations north of the gates, and then thinking about my sexy boots that have been highly treated with the latest technology that was invented in the 50s. It works. Why pay if you don't have to? Anyway, folks, short and sweet today because I'm not 100% to be honest with you. And please remember all the little buttons down the bottom, very much appreciate it. The comments, I really do. I do genuinely love those comments. They're beautiful. And somewhere in there, at the end of this bit, the chicken, I'm going to go up there. Come try that one technical department, or are you going to trick me again? You're a star, darling. And you guys, you're all stars for following me, subscribing to my channel, giving me support, and also giving me patience. I am learning from you guys, from the comments, about many aspects. I mean, quite, some of your comments are truly, truly beautiful. But anyway, I've got to go. This one's going to get upset. But yeah, from the bottom of my heart, every single one of you who have donated to my mission chicken, watch this space. Something is happening very soon. Anyway, take care, people. Smile. Even on a bad day, smile. Be happy. You know it confuses the enemy. Catch you later.